We are happy to announce the launch of our new logo. We have evolved since our incorporation in 1997, and it is time to refresh our new look to reflect who we are today. Before I reveal our new look, however, walk with me while I take you through our journey of the last 25 years. Trust Bank was incorporated on July 3rd, 1997 and began operations on October 1st, 1997. Following the collapse of the parent company of its predecessor, Meridian, the CBG stepped in and recapitalized the bank and held the shares in trust, thus the name Trust Bank. In 1999, the first investors who responded to the IPO and paid $1.50 per share received their maiden dividend of 50 bututs per share. In 2000, the bank fully paid back its investment by declaring another dividend of $1.20 bututs per share, making it a cumulative dividend per share of $1.70, which was 20 bututs above the purchase price. Between 2002 to date, share capital has increased from $27 million to $200 million, indicating that the bank has grown organically by plowing back profits to increase capital, while at the same time paying dividends to shareholders. The bank was listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange in November 2002, being the first ever cross-border listing in the sub-region. Now let's talk about awards. The bank was awarded the insignia of the National Order of the Republic of the Gambia, ORG, in the year 2010 by His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia. During the past years, the bank has received so many national and international awards. Banker Magazine, 6 times. Global Finance, 6 times. Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, 5 times. We began operations with 3 branches. Now, we have 18 branches and 20 ATMs and counting. On digital services, mobile app, check. Online banking, check. Transaction alerts, check. Watch this space. We've got more coming. Creating employment, yes, we've got that too. 400 and counting. And we take great care of our people too. Medical insurance, life insurance, private and state pensions, annual pilgrimages for both Muslims and Christians, training, yes, we do them all. One team, one family, one goal. That's the Trust Bank spirit. On corporate social responsibility, we have spent over $50 million in various causes. We care, and so we share. Over the years, we have paid over $1.6 billion to our shareholders, which translates to a whopping $20 per share and counting. Phenomenal returns for our shareholders who purchased at $1.50. Corporate taxes, over $1 billion is paid. Our journey started with a vision to create the kind of company that delivers quality services and innovative products with an inspired team dedicated to serving our customers, our environment, and our communities at large in the most caring manner. We remain fully committed to delivering excellent services to each of our stakeholders, customers, employees, shareholders, and partners. So, we remain true to who we have always been. As we look forward to greater achievements, we are rebranding to reflect who we are today and the future that we inspire. Our new logo has been designed to visually demonstrate our Gambian heritage and the sophisticated nature of the bank. We are moving away from the navy and gold-colored parallelogram-shaped logo to our baobab tree with a rising sun in the background. The striking outline of a baobab tree at sunrise is a familiar sight to anyone who has spent time in the Gambia. Our new logo and visual identity are inspired by our core values and spirit of being a pioneer in providing a unique banking experience. It is a completely new look that better matches the transformation we have made as a company. But we remain your Trust Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to present to you our new logo and corporate identity.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia, Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
Hello and welcome to this interview. It's another Thursday and we're here back in the studio, and of course today I was supposed to have Dr. Ismail Cisse, the UTG lecturer at the University of the Gambia, also who is also the party leader of the Citizens Alliance, but Dr. called last minute to say he has a family emergency, so he would not be able to make it, but he will definitely be here another week. Hopefully next week we can have Doctor back in the studio. But of course I have another doctor stepping in. The country is not short of doctors. Dr. Alieu Gibba, welcome to the show. Doctor is the senior lecturer at the University of the Gambia, and he's also the former president of the UTG Staff Association.
Yes.
Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Fatou.
It's a great honor having you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
I don't know why you were so bold to come on the show, considering everything that is happening at the UTG.
Well, it's important to be here. This is a platform where people discuss national issues.
Yeah.
You know, issues that are relevant to national development.
And that's what we will be doing today.
Yes, anytime you are called, you have to be ready as a civil servant and as a public servant.
Oh, great.
And as a lecturer of the university, we are used to teaching. We are used to facing crowds.
Okay.
Unprepared, we are ready to face challenges. So
Okay.
I hope the program will be beneficial to the viewers.
Inshallah, I hope so. First, we would want to, what we do in the show is to look at what's trending. What is trending is two issues, but I want to deal with the first one first. What is trending is today, 2 days ago, the nation was shocked with the announcement of an attack on our PIU officers. 2 of them. It was announced on social media, on media platforms, and the police later on came on to confirm the announcement that, of course, the 2 men and a woman of the PIU were attacked at the Sukuta Jabang traffic light, and their names were identified. I think PC Jallo, Pate Jallo, and I think, just 1 minute, their names were later, they were later identified. PC Pate Jallo and PC Sangje Mendy, they tragically lost their lives whilst on duty from gunshots. And PC Ansi Jao, who is still at the hospital, is battling with her life. And this attack, first we want to condemn the attack. Attack on our security forces is wrong. They put up their life to protect lives and properties in this country. So I think the first and foremost thing anybody would want to do is to condemn our attack and to send our sincere condolences to the IGP, to the government and the entire Gambia, and of course the families of the bereaved families. Doctor, first your reaction to the shooting.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be in this program. Although I'm not here as a representative of the Staff Association.
Yeah.
I'm a former president of the Staff Association. I'm not here also to speak on behalf of the students. I'm not here to speak on behalf of anybody, but I'm here to speak as a private citizen.
Yeah.
And as an independent and objective person. So, yes, it's important that we talk about these issues, particularly when it comes to security.
Yeah.
I would like to remind Gambians, although it's not on political point of view, when the former president was leaving, one of the one of the issues he raised, was the issue of security, national security.
Yeah.
And he spoke to President Barrow directly. We all heard that be mindful of security, take care of your security. If the security is not strengthened, you cannot have national development, which is quite true, even though President Jammeh did not tell him that. Even though if you or I myself or anybody spoke to Barrow about it, I think it should be honored and it should be respected and it should be well noted. So, well, since Jammeh left, of course, during Jammeh's time, there were some security lapses. We know that. Yeah, but since he left also, we have seen so many security lapses in this country. So the recent one is, is visible to everyone and is an evidence of the security lapses. So I think my reaction to this, it is a very sad moment for the whole Gambians, not only for the families of the people who were killed. You understand? Gambia is a small country. We are all one family in one way or the other. But when I was coming today, the driver told me, he always, I took a town trip when I was coming. We passed by the point where the incident happened. So he told me this is where the incident happened. I don't know how true he narrated this story to me, but like he said, they were sitting together. This man came and then he sat with them, discussing with them. Later he just pulled the pistol and then shot them. So this is serious. Security. I traveled to so many countries in Africa, in Asia, and also in Europe, and even in the United States. I was there. So I saw people, security officials are well armed. You understand? Sometimes when the police in Europe, they always go with a pistol. But here in the Gambia, they don't have proper communication gadgets. They don't have these live bullet, just those things that they normally wear to prevent, this live bullet. And also, they should be weaponized. Sometimes it's important. You cannot allow somebody to come and sit with you, as the driver said, and then begin these discussions. At the end of the day, he just opened fire. And then the man was saying, whoever touched me, I'll just shoot you. Then the man disappeared like that. So I think government has to intervene and take this as a learning point. Although they should have learned a long time, but at least I think this is evident, and everybody must come together. We work together to make sure that this doesn't happen, because it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. So I think it's important for the security to be alerted every time, to have these communication gadgets always, to be well armed, particularly on night duties,
Yeah.
it's
So I'll come to that. So I just want to give the updates that happened. So when the police announced that later on they started a manhunt, the IGP encourages public to be on the alert just to report whatever they saw. Early morning, yesterday around morning, news started coming out that one Usainu Bojang from Brufut was
yes.
allegedly the suspect that was accused of killing these officers, and he was captured in Jululung. A video and audio started circulating on social media, and the police came out to alert us that the suspect has been apprehended, and later on he was brought into custody. The police kept on updating us, and yesterday the president met with the National Security Council, yes. And he also gave a briefing in English, Mandinka and Wolof, and he promised to get to the bottom of this. And the president also at that point even mentioned that arrests were made. He also said there are people who wanted to destabilize the country. So those videos also were shared, and he assured Gambians that government will do everything. But this morning, the government spokesperson, Young Sankare, had an interview with Peter Gomez, West Coast region. I'm just going to summarize. I'm reading this from Watson Gambia, but I know this was exactly what he said. He said Usainu was successfully brought from Senegal, and he's with the custody of the Gambia police force. And he also said he has been cooperating with the investigators. He said the combat boat has been recovered. He described Usainu as being hired by assailants, right? He said the car Usainu was using has been recovered. He also said Usainu led investigations to the motel or lodge where he and his co-conspirators were lodged by their financiers. He said the police have started arresting more people, right? He said police also have footage that this Usainu was at the protest of the Brikama Area Council chairman's court case that happened at the Banjul Magistrate Court. He also said that the Usainu is a security officer at the Brikama Area Council. Now, yesterday when this started going out, we had contact with the Usainu's family, and this morning Kerr Fatou interviewed Usainu's brother. So during the interview, they gave us, it was a story about Usainu and what he was doing, where he was. But one thing that came up, the family denied that. We didn't know at that point that even government spokesperson has said that, but the family had said that Usainu only worked at one supermarket, I think he said CFAO, and the lodge, which was next door to their house. We even filmed that lodge. So, meaning Usainu was not working at the Brikama Area Council. That's what he said. And they clarified so many other things. So, I think the link is on Kerr Fatou for people to see. But what I wanted to see here, just before we come to this interview, the Brikama Area Council has also issued a statement refuting that Usainu works at the Brikama Area Council, as alluded to by the government spokesperson, because he had said that this guy works at the Brikama Area Council, and the council is saying, oh, no, he never worked here, he's not working here. So this is a sad moment for the entire country, because the lives that are lost, no security officers should lose their life trying to protect lives and properties. But also, we expect government to do a thorough investigation. Do you think it was just premature for government spokesperson to just come out and say these things without proper investigation? Or is it, maybe if he has if he has all the information, if they are right, maybe he should have just, it's right for him to come out. What do you think?
Yes, as you said, it's a serious national issue, and I believe that issues like this, government can come out and brief people on the ongoing process. You understand? Like, okay, the man has been arrested. We are continue our investigations. And then later, after the investigations, then the government can come and clearly state and inform Gambians, both in English and local languages, what has transpired. I think this is what I was expecting from the government. It's not bad for them to come and tell us, okay.
And the police have been really doing well with the updates.
And the police, they have a Facebook page, and they have a police radio, I guess. And then all these things can be handled by the police. And later the government spokesperson can come and summarize and tell us exactly what has transpired. You know, and then this can be translated by local in local languages by various media outlets and radio stations. But the issue is, you know, it's important, as I said, to update. But right now, I think the government is premature for them to come and tell us. You know, he was even part of the Brikama Area Council
protest.
Yes, the Brikama Area Council protest last week in Banjul during the court case of Yankuba Dabo, and also, you know, he was an employee of Brikama Area Council. I think that's what you read.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So,
yes.
and the family denies that. So, there
and the area council
and a lot of people created. I saw one audio. I think it's a video or audio, or an audio in the form of a video, where the man was speaking and the lady also was speaking. You know, that why did you do this? Why did you do that? I told people, be careful. Killing is not something that is easy.
Yeah.
You know, to investigate a killing, particularly if you don't know how it happened, it can be very serious.
Yeah.
People can create their own audios and make it like a drama, and even use some political parties, you know, the political party names, and then say, okay, this is what has happened, just like a drama, and they spread it. And a lot of people will believe that, okay, the people behind this are APRC, for example, or UDP, or DOI, or whatever. People can create all these things. So the police have to do their job diligently and carefully, and then present the findings to the government, and then the government spokesperson can come and inform the Gambians and elaborate more on this. But right now, it's chaotic. People are talking anyhow. I have seen even people linking this to UDP.
Really?
You know, particularly, yes. Yesterday I saw people, although I had also other audios, you know, people are saying, you know, they should kill all of them. Members, they are portraying themselves as UDP militants. For me, I'm very careful. Whether it's UDP militants who are saying that or APRC, I have no position at the moment. Because it's social media, people can come and say UDP, we are UDP fans, we are the ones speaking, they should have killed all those people. And you take it as UDP. Be careful until investigation finishes. You understand? You can invite those people for questioning. You understand? It could be UDP members. It may not be UDP members. It could be APRC members. It may not be APRC members. Who knows? Somebody can come and present themselves as the opposition, so that just to tend the image of the opposition. So one has to be very careful, and the government has to be cautious on this. Because if you arrest somebody who is not part of this and you prosecute the person, it's a grave sin. It's very dangerous. So I think they will do their job very well, particularly they engage the police. After the investigations, they can come and inform the public what has transpired. I'm not a security analyst, as I told you, as a security expert. But I think this is what I would encourage the government to do. Let the police do their job, and in collaboration with the government, and after the investigations, they can come and tell the Gambians what happened. But right now, everybody is politicizing the issue.
Especially,
you know?
for example, at this point where the government spokesperson makes a certain pronouncement and said, this guy works at the Brikama Area Council. And if that proves to be wrong,
exactly,
what does that do to this entire investigation?
Well, people will not trust the investigation if that is wrong. People will not trust the investigation. And if you say that, you know, he was part of the demonstration, you know.
He said he has videos of
videos, yeah, I've seen it. If it is true, fine, I have no problem with that. But if it is not true, that's another issue. So that's what I'm saying. It's a killing incident. People have to be very careful when it comes to killing. Killing is different from stealing.
Yeah.
Stealing is very easy. But killing is a life of somebody.
Yeah,
somebody's life, the family is
right now.
Exactly, they are mourning. And they want to hear some stories that are definitely conflicting. That is definitely not good for the families and the neighbors. They know that this person is not working there, and they say that the person was working there. How would you see this? And people have to be very careful not to politicize this issue. You know, as I told you, a lot of people are talking at this moment. For me, I'm not going to talk until and unless the investigations are out. And the police should be also very careful. They can invite anyone they want, they suspect, and then the person saying this and this in this WhatsApp audios, invite them, no problem. But as I said, people can impersonate, you know, themselves, you know, and then present themselves as the opposition or as the ruling party or whatever, and they say something that is bad, and people start insulting those people. These people are rebellious. These people are bad. Look at this. That's why I don't like this party. I don't like that party. I'll never vote for these people. And it was something that is, you know, cooked by some people who don't want to see the opposition. And then they present themselves as the opposition. This could happen. I'm not saying it has happened that way, but it could happen. So one has to be very careful.
I just hope, you know, the victims get justice and the investigators catch the right person, because this is barbaric. It's an act that should not be accepted in any society. Our country is too peaceful for something like this. So we hope the police dig deep and just get the right information. We are also told that tomorrow there will be a press conference by the National Security to tell us exactly what they have uncovered. According to government spokesperson, Usainu have been cooperating and they're getting all the information. He said it's an overwhelming information that they are getting. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get more information from the government.
I commend the government action, the way they are handling this. It's not a problem, but definitely, as I said, you know, the nation is very small. We are all related in one way or the other. So let's take this thing easily and then do it accordingly. And particularly, the police take the lead
in the investigation.
No, this is their job. Let them take the lead, and then they present the facts. Without, it has to be apolitical. It shouldn't be linked with politics.
Any politics.
And I'm not saying that the government is planning to link it with politics. No, I'm just trying to.
But why do you keep saying they should not link it with politics?
Because
do you think that's what they're trying to do?
All these things I'm seeing yesterday, you know, as I said, people are not taking note of this. People can present themselves as an opposition. And they come and say, we are these members of so-and-so party, so therefore we are happy with this, let them kill everybody. Some people can, you know, create this and they present themselves as an opposition party. And people will just hear and believe. That's what I'm saying. We have to be very careful when it comes to this issue. It could be them, it may not be them. So one has to be very, very careful. And I think the police are listening.
We trust the police.
I trust the police. I trust the institutions.
They will do the right thing.
Yeah, but let them do exactly as you said, let them do the right thing so that justice can be. Because I don't support this barbaric attack.
It is wrong.
I don't like killing.
It's wrong.
I don't like stealing. I don't like. It's wrong. It's wrong. And everybody is shocked.
Everybody is scared at this point.
It can happen to me. It can happen to anybody.
It's wrong.
Exactly.
And then when it happened, a lot of calls happened. I see National Assembly members say we should reintroduce the death penalty, you know, and others said we should arm the security and all that. So these are all concerns. So it brings us to a bigger conversation, and I think this is, as we go forward, we'll have these conversations. Now, one thing also I just want to say briefly.
Before you proceed about this armed, you know, sometimes we have to be very careful on the terminologies that we use. When you say Gambia, armed forces, the arm is always in past tense. I don't know whether you take note of that. Sometimes you see soldiers, they are not armed. What is the use of that past tense statement? So therefore, when you say armed, which means they are always armed wherever they are. That's the meaning.
Yes.
You go to a bank, you see like when it is open, they turn it like this, you see open in past tense. When it is closed, sorry, they said closed in past tense. But when it is open, they put open without past tense. So in that case, which means it is still open. It's not. It's still closed. You don't understand. For example, closed in past tense is still closed. But we say open in present tense. Of course, that means it's still. It's supposed to be in past tense so that it can be still open. The same thing as goes to Gambia armed forces. They should be armed everywhere. The police as well, although there's no armed attached to that. I think they should be well equipped so that anything that happens, they can alert everybody that this is what is happening, and then they can defend themselves. You understand? And they should be well trained. Martial arts, they should be well trained on that, and they should be well trained physically, because sometimes the person can come at anyhow. And then as a police, you should be able to defend yourself. You know, because police, we have relatives who are police. Definitely, this is very bad. Since a couple of days ago, I was not happy. To be honest, and this is going to taint the image of the Gambia internationally. People are watching. You know, people are reading.
It's sad.
We are in a global village at this moment.
It's sad. And I think it affects us all to the core. Yesterday, I was talking to my boy when he was going to school, and I said, when you don't go out of school today, you know, there was a shooting, and the shooter is at large. He said, Mommy, really? I thought that only happens in America. And he came home, he said, I don't want to sleep in my room. You could see the fear. So this is something that is going to affect generations. And I think that's why everybody should condemn it totally. And, you know, I just hope justice is served as soon as possible.
Yeah, even me, I hope so.
Now, the other trending issue that I wanted to bring up is the case of the alleged drug dealers that who were arrested, one Mr. Jabi and 3 others. Now, they were arrested some days back, and they were in custody, drug law enforcement custody. And 3 days ago, they were taken to the Bundu Magistrate Court, where the court granted them bail because he did not have jurisdiction to try them. He transferred the case to the Carnival Magistrates Court. And the case came up yesterday at the Cardiff Magistrate Court. The police prosecution came to say they wanted to take the case to the High Court. And the lawyer, the lead lawyer, Lamin Kamara, for the defendant said, no, this court can hear this case. And that case, the ruling was done today. The magistrate ruled to bail these people because obviously he was ruling on some conditions. He said you cannot hold people for more than 72 hours without presenting them for trial.
Yes.
And you want me to validate that? That is unlawful. So the magistrate granted them bail with some very strict conditions. And we were alerted that, our reporter was that we were alerted that they were planning to arrest them, even though the court granted them bail. I mean, if the court grants anybody bail, that is bail.
Yes.
Whether you agree with it or not, they were trying to arrest them. And later, they let them go. And they went. But just before I came back again, we were told they are about to arrest them again. So those kind of stuff, when you hear them, crimes can be, people can do serious crimes. They can be accused of doing serious crimes. But as long as they go to court and the court says this, should it not that be what should be practiced? Why should the police rearrest or arrest anybody after a court ruling?
Well, I think justice is very important in any country. And if you have a country where there is no justice, I believe there will be no meaningful development in that country. Because justice is everything. People, will be looking for justice all the time. So if the court rules this way, and the other day, the following day, you see people, being arrested again. So that tells a lot about the security institutions we have, whether they are independent, and also the courts, the judicial system, whether also they are independent. Of course, they can do their work very well, and they say this is it. So why arresting those people? It raises so many questions. So for me, I was not used to this story very.
It's something
I'm not
that
well acquainted to the story, but definitely, if what the court says this, and then if it is illegal to arrest them after they have been granted bail, if it is illegal, as I said, so then it shouldn't be. And I don't support that move, of course. They should walk free, and then until justice takes its course again. But arresting them after a court ruling, of course, if it is against the law, it's against the law. So therefore, it shouldn't be.
We will follow that story.
We'll follow it and then see what will come out of it.
Now let's go back. Let's go to the university.
Yes.
The UTG.
Yes.
The UTG, you have been, there's so many things. First, we'll start with, let's look at the UTG as an institution. How would you, if you were supposed to summarize the UTG as an educational outfit, our main educational outfit, how would you describe it? Well,
we know that it was the first public institution, public university, that was established by an act of parliament in 1999 by the former president. So, and it has graduated a lot of people, a lot of Gambians and non-Gambians, particularly Gambians, and some of them are working in world's top universities. And also in some are working in UN institutions, some are working in private institutions, some are working elsewhere, globally. Definitely, if they tell you these people pass through UTG, sometimes you may not believe. I know a lot of people who are working even in the United States, top universities, in the UK, in South Africa, and in Asia, and in some parts of Africa. So the university has done a lot. It has graduated a lot of people, even though we have challenges. We don't have, this.
What are the main challenges of the UTG?
Yeah, we don't have, for example, digital library. Although we have subscribed to EBSCO, it's a European Union library database. So UTG is part, but I mean physical library where people can go and make research, and then we have some libraries in some schools. At the School of Business, there's a library at MDI campus. So, but this is one of the challenges. The materials that we need, to equip ourselves to be more competitive with other students. Because when you graduate as a bachelor degree holder, you are equal to another student who graduated from the United States top university. A bachelor's degree is a bachelor's degree. You all apply for masters, you meet there, the other person can excel more than you. because you don't have the materials to make you who you are, who you should be. Do you understand? So we have challenges at the university. Resources are not there. Like financially, we also have challenges. The government subvention is not up to 3 million every month. Our salaries, our monthly salaries is close to $20 million.
Wow.
20 million. And look, the government is subventing 2.5 million. Sometimes it has to go to 2 million. Sometimes it's 800,000. When I was a president since 2019, I've seen all those things. So, and still the government, the higher education is also owing us instead of helping the university. I know they are trying, but they have owed the university. Sometimes it went up to $200 million.
That the ministry.
The MOHAS owed the University of the Gambia.
Wow.
So you see,
how is that owed for students that they are paying for?
Yes, they give them scholarship letters, but they don't pay. You see, the government is providing scholarship is a very good thing. Fine, we give them letters, and then they will instruct the university finance director to allow to clear the students. That's how our areas compounded until it reaches 200 million. But fortunately, with the effort of the general staff and the executive of the staff association, under my leadership, we all fought until we recovered our money back.
Okay.
Yes, that was paid in 2020, something like that.
Okay.
So right now, of course, it has compiled, but I think the current minister is also working on clearing those loans. It was 70 million, but I heard that they paid something. All these things have been, we have been facing all these challenges financially. So our salaries, imagine, 20 million, close to 20 million, and it's going to increase every year because of the number of staffs.
Yeah.
You understand? And then also, the promotion. University is where you promote people, like from senior lecturer to associate professor to full professor. Your salary will increase, your allowances will increase. So the difference is now 17 million. So government subvention, if you look at it and what we are paying, the salaries we are paying monthly, the difference 17 million. Where is this 17 million coming from? Should come from? Where should it come from?
From admissions?
Tuition fees. That's what I'm saying. It should come from tuition. That's why tuition fees are expensive here. Say, Anta Job, you go there, you don't pay more than $3,000. That's it. And then you study for free for their citizens because the university is well subvented by the government. And as a corporate body, they normally do businesses, universities, and then so that they can at least get some revenue. Also, research and consultancies. Thank God that the staff association, again under my leadership, we set up the staff as the research directorate of the university. Even though sometimes we are seen as rebels, as stubborn people, as opposition people, so as opposition militants rather. So, but we have brought a lot of things for the university. Sometimes it's not good to say this and that. It looks like you are praising yourself.
Yeah.
But at least the staff association has done a lot and is still doing a lot. The current executive, I have trust with them. So these are some of the challenges. Also, we have other challenges. Funding. For example, you want to publish in reputable journals. You have a problem. You write to the finance director or to the vice chancellor. Approving it is a problem. And sometimes the funds that we have, they use it for travels. That is also harming us. So definitely the university is not well subvented and is not well supported financially. And we are facing a lot of issues, on daily basis. Some are internal, some it's not good to come and say that in public. But to be honest, the government is not giving the enough support that they're supposed to give to the university.
What do you expect? What exactly? Be specific. What kind of support are you looking for from the government? The current minister is one of you guys. He was working. He knows the inner of the university. I remember, I interviewed him. Highly respected guy, Prof. Gomez. He knows the in and outs. He's been vice chancellor, right? At one time, what was he?
Acting deputy.
Yeah.
Vice chancellor.
And he understands. He knows what you guys were facing. Since his coming, has some of those things been addressed? Some of the biggest challenges that the university was facing.
Yes, they banned it, and then for no legitimate reason, USAID can be set up as a university of engineering, but they should allow the university to have their own program. Whatever program they feel is important for national development, they should have it. Why banning the university for having engineering programs? So that now you can set up your own engineering university of engineering, and allow students to go there.
But isn't the USAID not providing that services? Why the duplications if the USAID is going to provide that purpose to complement the efforts of the university?
Exactly.
Is it not right just to stop the university program that is doing the same thing that USAID will be doing?
Well, it's not right to stop, because UTG is you know, is a huge, is a public university, and it has a lot of schools. You know, universities expand. You understand? They start with one school, they come up with another school. If they think that this field is important, we can build that faculty and then employ people and bring lecturers so that they can educate our citizens. So this is so they are at liberty to bring any program that is meaningful to national development. All universities all over the world. So why banning the engineering program until we are not no more accepting the students? But the justification they did during that time, when they had a meeting with the ministry, they said the university don't have resources to run an engineering program. I said no. We started with the medical school. We didn't have resources, but we managed. Now it's graduating a lot of Gambian doctors, medical doctors for that matter. So why in the case of engineering, if they don't have the capacity to run the school, so take the funds from the World Bank and empower the school instead of establishing another university of engineering. In Senegal they set up this say Anta Diop University. Later the university breeds other universities, other specialized universities. I was told also they are constructing a university of agriculture at Kaolack, specifically for agriculture. We can have a university for the military. We can have a university for this marine and other fields that are relevant in national development. But provided that we have a national university that is, that has all schools, and later it can breed other specialized universities. But no, stop the engineering program. All go to the USET, for me, it doesn't make sense. And people are saying that why they're forcing people, the ministry is forcing people to go to Faraba because they want people to leave the Birkama campus so that the USET people can come and use our offices there, because the campus is at Birkama.
So USEF
That's
campus
what so many people believe, which seems to
the
make sense to
USEF
me.
campus is in Birkama.
Yes.
And
I think they started construction.
In Birkama.
The foundation stone was laid by the current President Barrow, yes. Yeah.
But the UTG wanted more space, and then they have a campus in Faraba, which should be able to accommodate people, most of the students, the different.
All of them, in fact.
All of them.
Because it's a huge campus.
It's a huge campus. Yes. Now, is this not what you guys, the management, the staff want? To have space where you can accommodate everybody and able to do your lectures and everything in just one area? Is that not the right thing to do?
Right now, is going to Faraba is impossible. We will not go to Faraba. I don't think so.
What do you mean it's impossible?
Let me start with this, because people believe that because of these great issues, great scandal, they want to cover it. Do you understand? So now they want to create commotion for Faraba moving, so that now people will forget about this great scandal. But see now they have released the report.
But I think
when people are making noise about Faraba, that's what many people believe.
No, but I don't think though,
it's
because
a distraction.
I remember when the minister came here way back, when I first interviewed him, when he came, we talked about the Faraba campus, and he was so optimistic, and he gave us a timeline around this area time that's when you will be moving. So I don't think it has anything.
Well, that's what I said. That's what many people believe.
Are saying. Okay.
Sometimes it's good to listen to people.
Yeah.
But whatever the case is, going to Faraba now seems to be impossible.
How?
The campus is not complete. There are no dormitories for the students, and the toilets are not fully furnished, and then running water also is not available. 2 weeks ago there were no chairs, no tables, no furniture in the classrooms. You understand? The campus is bushy. Security is not there, and you want to transport 6,000 students on daily basis, just like people are going for, as we are going for political rallies. Are you going to increase the transport allowance for the lecturers? Is that calculated? No. I mentioned that our salaries are up to close to 20 million.
Are you going to be transported too? Maybe you will be transported.
Well, we are not going to be transported. That was not communicated. We have staff bus, but it cannot carry all the staff. We are going to join the students in the same bus and sweat inside the bus and then go and teach and come back. It's not possible. 6,000 students to go and come back on daily basis. We don't have the infrastructure. It's just one road to Faraba. We don't have overhead roads. So where are these 12 buses to 20 buses going to? And which roads are they going to use? So now when they go to Faraba, there are no places where students can sit around, hang around, and wait for lectures. Those things are not there. It's bushy. I understand that they are paying. We have issues at Brikama.
Yeah.
Sometimes even when I was a student in 2006, we used to be in their classrooms and they come and take us out.
Okay.
The Birkama College. That problem is still existing. You know, we don't have space. That's a problem. But also we go and rent other places to have lectures, like the Ibunja Theatre, this around the GFF House, and then this that was comprehensive, and then you have these other places that we rent at the School of Business to have classes. That's okay. But universities, you can start with one school. They can use, for example, the School of Agriculture. They can move to Faraba for now as a trial and see how things are going to be. But this is very bad for the government. Don't politicize things. Don't do this to gain political points. It's not. It's not.
Dr. Gibba,
when people go there, people can protest.
Dr.
I'm not calling for protest, but students can react and say, we are not going there anymore.
Dr. Gibba, when you say don't politicize this, what do you mean by that? This is university.
No,
there's no politicizing of this. Political season is over.
I'm not pointing fingers at the minister or anybody.
Yeah.
But you know that the campus is not ready, and you want 6,000 students to go there and then come back. Do we have cafeteria for the students? Do we have, you know, go and visit the place. It's a bushy area. The campus is beautiful. University is not about classrooms and furniture. It's beyond that. You understand? There should be, when people enter the university, they should feel like they are in a university. You know, start with one school and then see how it's going to end. You understand? Some universities where I studied, National Taiwan University, they started with few schools. It was established in 1928. Now they keep adding schools. They keep adding schools. That's what you're supposed to do. But you cannot just pick 6,000 students and dump them there. Students went there and they did their assessment. And they made it clear that they are not ready to go there. The Staffs Association also, under the leadership of Dr. Ensa Ture, they did their investigations and the story was published at Standard newspaper. So they said the environment is not conducive. This is not the right time to go to Faraba. You understand? As I said, we are crying for financial support. We are having issues. You want to add another burden to the staff and students.
But the burden there is, you are renting at the Ibanja Theatre, you are renting at the other schools to host lectures. Now you have your own space.
Yes.
Is it that not the right thing to do, to go there and accommodate everybody, and that money that is used to rent other spaces can be put back to the university?
Yes, this money we are using to rent cannot be compared to the sufferings and the complications that we are going to face when we move to Faraba. I said 6,000 students moving every day to there. One road to Faraba. Just one road every day. Students are supposed to start their classes at 8. What time are they going to wake up? 5 o'clock? To go there. Some will be sleeping in the class. You understand? Some students are working here in the Greater Banjul area. They do raba and they join the university. They will lose their jobs. The part-time students, for example, those doing master's program, the civil servants, public servants, where are they going to study? And the School of Business is moving. So where are they going to have their programs? At Faraba? It's not possible. Right now, as I said, we have to be very careful. That's why I said we should not politicize this. I'm not saying he's politicizing it, but that's how some people are seeing it. So, you know, the Gambians are free to think. Now, because of education, when you do something, they can say, oh, I hope it's not doing it for A and B. So definitely, if you compare the two, the cost and benefit, going to Faraba will not be very good for the government. I don't like commotion. You know, people can protest, which is not very good for the government. Right now, we are facing a lot of issues. And students go there, they say, we are no more going because, you know, a snake bit someone there, and then you see lizards in the classrooms. Maybe those things can happen because it's in the forest. Let's take our time. When the time is due, we can go to Faraba. But it's costly at this moment. You know, people go there. If the lecturer arrives before the students, is the lecturer going to wait for the students to come? Also, some classes at the university starts at 5 and it ends at 7:30.
Now my question is...
Now when you finish the class at 7:30 at Faraba, what time are you going to arrive back to Kanifing? And they are transporting students from Kanifing to Faraba. Now from Kanifing to Birkama, you know, if you drive there in the morning, it can take you about 45 minutes before you reach in Birkama. To Faraba, you know, and then if a truck, you know, is stuck in the middle of the road, what is going to happen? The traffic will block. We don't have overhead roads. So the project is not ready. They go with one school at the moment and then see how it's going to work. Next semester, we add another school. But without dormitories, and you call it a university? No.
My question is how, if they want to transport the 6,000 students, I know people have different shifts. Some will be at 8 o'clock, the others at 12, others are at 5, others are at different times.
Some can have 2-3 classes
in a day.
Yes.
If, for example, you have 6,000 people at the same time in the campus, is there any space where you can be accommodated to be able to do a live or go to the library or something? What are the facilities right now at the university?
No, those facilities are not there. There is, as I said, the university is not. It's not about classrooms. It's not about buildings and, you know, furniture. No. It's beyond that. That's what I'm saying. Because I spoke to GTSC also. They told me that, students will be paying $10 and going for $10, and when they are coming, they'll pay $10. And the government will subvent, will support here for $15, which means $25 is going, $25 is coming back. But as I said, it's not safe to go to Faraba now. If you want to go to Faraba, we will increase the number of staff of UTG, auxiliary staff, to take care of the campus on daily basis, security. And it's not academic to be in a university and see soldiers with their guns, or the PIU officers with their guns. Of course, they are doing their job to protect us, but it's also against the Uganda Declaration on Academic Freedom. You understand? So unless when necessary, the police and the armed forces can be invited or can be stationed there for security purpose, which I agree. But right now, definitely, how it is, they can start with one school or two schools and see how it works. Since there are no dormitories, cost will increase for the university, cost. The staff, they are going to spend. They use their cars and they go there. And they did not communicate transport increment. And I'm very sure they will not increase it, because we are battling with financial crisis. So how many staff? You are transporting 500 staffs on daily basis. From here to Faraba is how much? Some staff are not mobile. So it's going to create problems. This is not the right time. Let them start with one school and see how things will work. I think the National Assembly Select Committee on Education, they visited the place. They saw it, and then they don't even recommend people to go there now.
They have not recommended that?
No. I spoke to one of them. He said that he mentioned it to the minister, that this is not the right time. Everybody knows that it's not the right time. Let's take our time. Let's take our time and start with one school and see how it's going to end. And we can have an impact assessment and see what it's going. But to take everybody, 6,000 students, like we are going for a political rally, and come back the same day, feeding is a problem, transportation is a problem. What do you want us to do now with that mentality, psychological stress? With that stress inside the classroom, with that suffering, when you arrive, it's a problem. And most importantly, the toilets are not ready.
The toilets are not ready?
No, they are not ready. Like, until they are ready, and say, this is the toilet. No, there are some things, so major things are lacking there. Running water also, I was told, is not available. And students went there and they were not allowed even to enter to go and do their assessment. They came back. But things are not ready. The only solution is we start with one school and see how it works for one semester. We add another school while the government is constructing these dormitories for the students.
Yeah.
That has to be very clear. And the area has to be fenced. It's a bushy area.
It's not been fenced?
No. The whole campus, how can we fence that? We are not ready yet to go to Faraba. Let's use the funds, and then the government is supposed to support this project. Otherwise, if we start, we may not be able to continue. And a lot of people are saying, they want people to suffer so that now people can enroll into those universities that are being constructed here. People are talking. People are analyzing the situation. And it's not definitely, for security reason and for the stability of the country, it's not good. I will not recommend. So I think it has also delayed the students' academic calendar. We're supposed to start last September 11, according to the academic calendar. But now, you see, we haven't started lectures.
Why?
The timetables are not, all schools did not release their timetable. Because of Faraba issue. People will say, we'll go, we'll not go. People are confused. It has wasted one time of the students.
What has the staff association been doing? Have they engaged the ministry and the management? Is this decision like not going the entire staff management or just some staff management? You want to use tissue?
The management will be here.
Okay.
It's only the lecturers and the students who are going to face the battle.
Oh.
The management will be in their ACs here.
The management will be in the office
here. Look at that. Also another complication, which I wanted even to say.
Yeah.
They'll be here in Kanifing.
Okay.
Look at the distance, that kind of connection between the lecturers, students, and the management. None of them is going for now. None of them is going, because the vice chancellor will be here. That's what I know. And people told me that they are not moving. Everything will be in Kanifing. So if we need something, you have to come back. And there should be there should be proximity between the lecturers and the management. At least whatever you need, you go and sort it out.
So the staff association and the student association, what is their role in this? What did they do since the move have been announced?
Yes, let me start with the students. They did a good job. They went there to assess they have been meeting also the minister. They have several meetings there with the permanent secretary. They went also there to assess the area. Yeah. And definitely they released, and there was a press release by the students.
Yes.
So therefore the student executive, the student union, they did their job, and they said it's not the right time to go to Faraba. And it's true. I'm with the students there. I don't want chaos, as I said, because people always say that these people are always rebellious. No. Yeah. It's not the right time to go there.
Especially you will come to that. Okay.
It's not the right time to go to Faraba. Yeah. Everybody knows that. I told them Faraba start with FAR, which means it's a far area. Yes, it's very far.
But people still live there.
Faraba is not here then.
But people still live there.
People live there, but the university is far away from the main, the highway. So staff association also, they did their job.
Okay.
I think they're engaging the management at the moment. I'm not sure whether they have engagement with the minister. I'm not sure. But definitely, I think they're also concerned. They're monitoring the situation and see, because definitely the staff, we don't have to be just, some are saying, no, even some staff, let's go there and experience, let's go there and have, it's our home, it's this and that. And I heard the minister saying sweet home. How can you call Faraba sweet home and you don't have proper toilets?
But doctor, you see... You
don't have running water, you call it sweet home? Is that what we call sweet home?
But doctor, also a lot of us are very much, we don't want change.
Exactly.
Because we have this, the campus has been here for how many years, right? We have lectures in Carnifing, there are so many amenities here, everything is here. Now, I understand change is difficult, trying to move and take everybody from Carnifing to Faraba. But at some point we must go because the campus is in Faraba, right? Now, don't you think that is the fear factor that some of you are bringing in, the fact that there is going to be change, the environment, we are going to be inconvenient when it comes to some of our activities, because obviously if you are in Faraba and you close lectures, it's going to take you 1 hour at least before you get to Serakunda. So there are so many things compared to when you are in Carnifing, you can close and go to the bank or do other activities. Isn't that some of the fear factors that are coming into play, rather than just making it look like the university is definitely not ready? Because I don't think, the ministry would also want to send you guys there when they know you cannot even have proper lectures there. Okay,
now, let's all go to Faraba, including the Vice Chancellor's office, and everybody. We go. Every day, we go and come back. And see. And we see how it's going to work. To be honest with you, it's not about the fear factor. I know some students are concerned they will lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Some are bankers. They come in the evening. It's going to disrupt a lot of things. That's why I say let's start with some schools that are not, like for example, School of Agriculture, School of Arts and Science, and see how it works. Or you start with the School of Business and see how it works. As a trial. For 1 semester, add another school and see how it's going to work. While the government also try to mobilize funds to construct and I'm sure the government can mobilize some funds to start constructing the dormitories for the students. That's what you call a university. But otherwise, it's just going to be like a normal institution where people go and go home, go for lectures and come back home. But definitely 6,000 students, transporting 6,000 on daily basis, that will add to traffic congestion, number one. And our roads are not motorable. They are not wide enough. I'm fear that some, accidents can happen. I'm not praying for that, Yes, I'm not praying for that. But these are challenges. These are real things that I'm talking about. And everybody knows it. Those who are saying, let's go. Let's go and see how it's going to work. If it works smoothly, I have no problem. And I will congratulate the ministry for doing the best job. But you and I know that a place where there is no dormitories, running water is not available, and even the sockets, electric sockets, I was told they put, another country's sockets there, which is not compatible with Gambian sockets. Now, what I mean is the ones we use in Gambia are not the ones that are there. They have to remove them and put another one. All these things are there. You understand? And the area definitely is bushy and it's not safe. Those who are supposed to have the classes from 5 to 7, if they are going to maintain that timetable, when are they coming back home? And if they're supposed to have the tomorrow morning, a class in an early morning class, how would they cope with the system? It's going to bring more stress to the students, and they will not be able to have conformity when they sit in class. And we don't have laboratories there. Labs are not there for the chemistry department, the physics department, biology department. We don't have all those facilities. How do you want us to learn? Because we are running away from rent, the cost of the rent at the classrooms that we rent here to have. But if you compare the two, cost and benefit, if you do a cost and benefit analysis, to be honest with you, it's not safe now and it's not conducive to be in Faraba, unless when we pick at least 2 schools, and then we start with those schools and see how it's going to work. Later we add other schools and say, go ahead. While I'm emphasizing this, there should be dormitories for the students so that we can have a campus life. Faraba is very far, and definitely the campus is not ready to host 6,000 students on daily basis.
So when are we expecting lectures to start? And what is holding lectures? You said it's because of
this Faraba issue. People were not certain whether we will go or will not go. The minister will come and say, oh, we will go. Whether we like it or not, we will go. It's sweet home, sweet home. My home is sweeter than Faraba because I have everything in my home. So you cannot call that sweet home. Definitely, we have to take our time. It's true that when he starts the project, that's a good achievement for him because that's his term, during his term as the minister. And this started a long time, although the campus project started a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, but definitely right now, going there is going to be...
It's going to be an issue.
It's going to be an issue, yes. With the 6,000 students, it's going to be an issue.
And nobody knows when lectures proper will start?
No. We don't know at this moment because the timetable for Brikama is out. As I told you, going to Faraba now is out of the topic.
What do you mean it's out of the government says you're going?
We are not going there. What I mean is they have released the timetable for Brikama. And when I check, I did not check all the classes will be held at Brikama. School of Business also is trying to work out the timetable because everything was at standstill.
Yeah.
We didn't know whether we'll go or not. That's why. By now, the revised timetable, the draft timetable, we normally release it for 1 week for students to check if they have classes, lectures that have classed. They report, and then we have revised timetable. It will come later. And later, we will have final timetable where there will be no changes. All this thing has not been happening. And the lecture is supposed to start 11th September. And now today is 14th, which means the lectures have been delayed. And the Students' Union have raised that issue, that concern as well, because it was once delayed, I don't know, during the COVID until they lose. We don't finish our syllabus for the students. To be honest with you, not every lecturer is mobile.
Wow.
That is going to be also another issue. Are they going to provide buses for us? Are they going to increase the transport allowance for the lecturers? That is going to add. It's not going to cost the university more than less than $3 million. Is added to the salaries, which means now it's going to be more than 20 million, while the government is just giving us $2.5 million.
So we expect that lectures.
But I heard that he's working on, the minister is working on, he's working on convincing the government to
increase your
salaries. To take care of the basic salaries of the staff.
Oh, okay.
You know, that we reduce instead of subvention, let them remove the subvention and then replace it with
salaries.
Yes, basic salaries payment. If that happens, well, it's a good step.
See, that's why it's good to have an insider, somebody who's from you. He knows the struggles and he's trying to push.
I saw this message elsewhere. If the minister is doing that, I definitely support his stance. And I would definitely congratulate him for that. That's because Staff Association, we initiated that during the time of delayed Badar Juf. You know, we spoke to him about it. He said he's going to present this idea to the government. So now, after they can take care of subvention, so that now students' tuition fee will be reduced. Why is tuition fees expensive? Because we are relying heavily on tuition fee. Our difference between subvention and our salaries is about $18 million. Wow,
that's a lot.
That's a lot on monthly basis. Where are you going to get these funds? Apart from grants and tuition fees, where? And the research directorate also, it's not working accordingly because the director has left. I think we can come to, there's a lot of employee attrition at the university.
Why
people are leaving?
Why? I mean, before I come there, let's talk about the biggest scandal ever to rock that university. The grades scandal. I don't know whether to call it grade/sex gate scandal. That was, I think, first was reported on the Watson Gambia, and of course, and my biggest issue is this: government hold things away from people until somebody reports about it. It was first reported by Watson Gambia, and when they did that, a press release was issued reacting, saying, yes, this happened and we're investigating. It took months. When Watson Gambia started releasing names and started saying things, then they started putting out stuff. A report came 2 days ago.
Yes.
And about 60 students, they said, are affected in the scandal. And of course, three staff are going to be dismissed, 3 or 4. And this scandal, can you tell us, what do you know about this scandal?
I don't like to use the terminology sex attached to the university. It's definitely, even standard, the way they publish it, definitely it's not giving us a good name. It's a national institution and it's graduating people who are serving in various government positions, and also in the private sector. So sometimes when we talk, we have to consider tomorrow. Understand? It's fine. It's something that is true, that has happened. But whether the people were doing it just for sex purpose or money purpose, I know nobody can do this for free. Somebody told me someone was doing it, one of the great surgeons,
You call them the great surgeon?
Well,
that's what they are called, yes.
That's how they are called.
Yes.
And it's my colleague. I sit with him, but I was shocked when I saw this. that he used to once receive $20,000 from somebody to gain admission to the university. People are talking. And these are some of the things that has been happening. But I don't think it has to go to some extent. But it's a serious issue. I was expecting the government to come up with an independent investigative team. The university cannot do this investigation.
They did.
Because it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
A lot of people are part of this. It was a chain work. It was a teamwork. Not only 4 people. 4 people cannot do this. This has been happening. This has been happening. I'm sorry, because I'm not tarnishing the image of the university.
Yeah.
It's my own place where I work. And I love the university. And I don't think anyone loves the university more than myself.
You, yeah.
No, that's what I believe. But definitely, it's not 4 people or 3 people. Some say directors are part of it. I did my personal investigation, and I found it to be true. Deans, head of departments, do you understand? And why did they select 4 people, and they dismissed the other one? The other was banned for 15 years. Because of social media mentioned his name. That's Dr. John T. Mendy.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody has his report. It's been circulated everywhere. You know, he did a mistake.
Yeah.
That was a serious mistake. And the grades he changed alone, there are more than 3,000 grades. You know, so when you say that, you want to say there's 67 students, and that it's not 67, so it's more than that. And then, you know, you want to bring those students to receive the exams.
So let's clarify a few things before we go. One, you are saying that the 4 lecturers that are alleging are the ones that were involved in this. You are saying it's more than that.
It's far way more than that.
There are more lecturers involved.
Staff, let's call it staff.
Staff.
Admin, academic, whatever. Because one of them was saying that he was operating based on the instructions of the lecturers. They sent him email. Please, can you change A, B, and C for me? I made a mistake when I was entering the grade, and the person will do that. The system will indicate that the person has upgraded the grade of somebody. So I did not read the other side of the story, but I have seen that email conversation.
Yeah.
It is true that he has been instructed to some extent. You understand? So the system will indicate that he has upgraded the grade. So if the person is, if the person is implicated because of that, then there's a problem. You understand? Those lecturers whose grades were changed should have been invited by the panel to testify because they affected their grades. My grade was also changed. I was locked by one person, but that individual we are talking about.
Yeah.
When I checked his records, I found that he changed my grade from D or F to A+ for a student.
For a student?
Yes. I should have been invited, and other lecturers should have been invited. I said, oh, we have seen this. What happened? What is your take? That has never been done. The investigative panel, the fact-finding panel, itself is conflicting because we have deans of schools who are part of that panel, and your school is affected. That alone is enough to put this report, to throw away this report. The government should set up an independent investigative report and panel, so that from the National SIS office, National Audit, the police, and the National Assembly to investigate this with IT experts to at least retract all that have been deleted, because during the investigation they tried to delete some of the records of other lecturers. They changed the system. I asked why. They said because they don't want people to download like what they did to John T. Mendy. So you see, during the investigation there was, and the secretary to the investigative panel was also asked to leave because he was a straightforward person. So all these things have been receiving all this information. But to be honest with you, it's not one of 4 staff. They were sent, it's only John T. Mendy's name was mentioned. He's my colleague, as I said. Yeah. You know, others, they say others. They don't even mention their names. They don't mention their names. Because they said, you know, they don't want them to be affected in the future. Look, let them throw this report out, and the government can come up with an independent investigation so that we can sanitize the university. You see this hand sanitizer we are using? Yeah. The same thing we have to do it for this is a serious issue. It is. It can stop students from gaining admission outside. The government should take, I'm not expecting even a commission, because most of the time commissions are politically motivated. But at least an independent panel should be constituted by, the government, which includes SIS, National Audit, NACA probably, and then you have the police as well. Do you understand? And the National Assembly. So all these people should come and then be in one group and do the proper investigations, and then implement the recommendations accordingly. Yeah. You understand? All those students' certificates should be revoked, and they should dismiss them permanently, those who are in the system and those who have graduated, and publish their names publicly so that people can know that these are the people. This didn't only happen at UTG. It happened even in Mexico.
Yeah.
And even in some top universities. Great cheating.
Yeah.
People do it, but they correct it. So now people gain confidence again. Now to sanitize the university, that's the only way. Some students are not happy with this report.
Now, first you said
only one person's record is more than 3,000. The Gracie has tampered.
The guy the Mendy guy, that's the guy that was been named, and
yes.
they,
because of social media naming.
Because his name was named on social media.
That's why they released
They also released his name.
Exactly.
The other three, they did not name their names. They said orders. And that honestly,
terminated their services.
They terminated their service, but people know them.
I spoke to them.
You spoke to them?
At least 2 hours before the report was released.
Yeah.
I was alerted, so and so, they dismissed them. I called them. They told me yes, and I saw the letters. You understand? I said, well, the only reason they stated is for tampering with the grades. Tampering with the grades, that's it. So definitely, I had one of them said he's going to take the matter to court. If he challenges this matter, using the fact-finding panel alone as conflicting, because we have deans of school in that panel, then I think he can get something out of the courts. That alone that's where the problem starts. There cannot be justice.
But you said
so those they were dismissed permanently. They cannot come back to the university.
And this guy is banned for 15 years.
What is 15 years?
But you also said something really serious.
15 years now is equivalent to 15 days.
Yeah, you said there are other directors who are also involved in this.
A lot of people, it's a chain walk. These people cannot do this for years. They cannot be doing this alone. That person who has been doing, like John T. Mendy, for example, sorry for mentioning his name.
Yeah, his name is already out there.
He's my colleague,
Yeah, his name is out there already.
That man cannot have, who gave him the access to the portal to be able to delete, to upgrade? If you have F, it was part of the policy of the university, the F grade will be there, even if you repeat the course.
Oh, okay.
So some students can go and say, okay, the man is there, let's give him some money, go and remove this grade for me. That will be very good. And so that now I will repeat it. And some, they create courses for them. Like you have never done a course.
Yeah.
They create course in the name of Dr. Gibba as the lecturer. He did it in this semester. Pam. That's what they did. That means created. And that alone is more than 1,000 for one person who did that. So if the person is to speak today, if John is to speak who was part of it, you'll be shocked.
Wow.
You'll be shocked. So I was told also there were 2 reports. The first initial report was released. They form another subcommittee within. I don't know how true it is, but people told me now they were able to come up with a 2-page report. How can you release a 2-page report? And you mention one person, the others say others are terminated. Just 3 people out of this problem. And this problem has been ongoing. So that's why a lot of people are not performing in public institutions, because they pass through the back door. And students will not be able to read and understand. They said, okay, since there's a back way, let's not care. After exams, we go and change our grades. Or we go and create our own grades. And they can pay you and they can do also other things.
Doctor,
and this is very bad for the image of the
Doctor,
university.
That's
now to bring back the good image of the university.
Doctor, that's where I'm going. Let me come in.
Is to do the proper thing,
Doctor,
and then we inform everybody things have been done.
So what do you think? What do you think now is the proper thing to do?
That's what I'm saying. The government, we have to restart the process. That's the best way. No dean should be part of the fact-finding mission. Your school is affected. Why are you there? Number one.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like where the problem started is the School of Arts and Science. That's where they detected the problem. Those deans, the former dean, I don't want to name him, and the present dean, and all deans of this, other schools should be invited for questioning. Lecturers affected should be invited for questioning. Your grade has been changed unknowingly. Come, we have detected this. Were you aware of this? And they do their investigation. Do you understand? The directors, the registrar's office also should be investigated, because they are the custodian of the student grades. Transcript, all these people, gather them by independent fact-finding panel constituted by the government, which includes National Assembly, SIS, the police, and the National Audit, NACA. Bring these people and they will do their job and they will give recommendations. And we implement the recommendations accordingly. We publish it elsewhere so that now there will be trust again for the University of the Gambia. Because it has to be sanitized. They have spoiled our name.
No, now that you said they have spoiled their name, if that is not done, how would that affect the image of the university? And of course, graduates of this school who go to other institutions for higher education or go for a job somewhere else, how would it affect them?
I personally passed through the university, and when I graduated, I and some of my colleagues, we were enrolled in Taiwan's #1 university. When they see that, okay, I hope Dr. Gibba did not pass through the system. This UTG dal, some people don't even gain admission. They were denied admission. They'll be happy.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm happy why I was not given admission. That is wrong. That's your own personal issue. But the issue is the UTG is UTG. It is a strong institution. It's graduating very good people. Some students are hardworking.
Yes.
I can tell you this.
Yeah.
I taught a lot of students, and some are hardworking. Ladies used to have A+ in my class, and I give them tough exams. They used to pass. Students are listening. So therefore, some students are definitely hardworking. These few students, you know, maybe you can say a quarter of the UTG students went and spoiled the name. So you can try to
Is
bring
it up to quarter?
Well, I'm just estimating. In fact, the
okay.
students are many. You know, these things, you cannot catch everybody. Even the government come up with that panel,
Yeah.
investigative fact-finding mission, whatever, panel, they
Yeah.
cannot find everybody there.
Yeah.
You understand? They will not be able to catch everyone who is part of it. It's only God who can do that.
Yeah.
So therefore, it has affected me personally because I passed through the university as an alumni. And a lot of professors who are abroad, they passed through the University of the Gambia as students.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of them. So this definitely is I'm confident that it cannot spoil the name of the university anyhow, if the right thing is done as I proposed. And that should be done. If it is done, then I think we'll be free. And then we publish and implement. But 3 people in this scandal. And one of them, the grades he changed, he tampered. When I say tampered, deleted is part of it, upgraded is part of it. And the other one, I forgot, you know. So all those things, they are all up to 3,000 grades.
Wow.
I don't know, 3,000 grades. Now let's use that person tampering alone.
One person.
Shared by 67 students. You want to tell me 67 students only were affected by one person? What about the others who were involved? And that is just a 2 years report, 2020 to 2022.
22.
That
What?
was only for that person.
Oh.
Only. Now
Just for
it's-
2 years?
Yeah, for 2 years, only that person.
So what happens to those students
the
now?
person has been logging in to have access to delete. Who gave him the access to delete?
Who gave him access?
He cannot have that as a head of department. You cannot delete grades.
So you as head of department, you as a lecturer, you cannot delete,
You submit and they close the portal, you cannot edit anymore.
you cannot even
So
edit.
those who can edit and delete and this, it's only the others who are given the authority, like the faculty officer, the deans, and the IT. But me as a normal lecturer, I cannot delete my grade. So that's why I said the investigation should be...
So and none of the
involve all these
people
deans
who
and head of
have
departments.
access to deleting and editing, none of them have been let go.
No, they are there enjoying.
Wow.
Even myself, I should be invited. I said, I once served as head of department. Let them invite me, no problem. They invite all deans. I have been affected. My grades have been changed. Others' grades have been changed. Somebody at the School of Arts and Science attacking School of Business, changing their courses unknowingly. It has been going on. So now the records are there. Even though they try to tamper with the system, the records are still there. If you have IT experts, they can retrieve everything back. And then we do the proper investigations. And then sanitize the university. At the end of the day, we have a good name for the university. We are facing a lot of issues. But as I told you, it's not, people should not look at the university as a bad institution at this moment. It's doing its best. We have very good lecturers there. Not all lecturers, I mean, but we have very good lecturers who are hardworking. And they are trying to help improve the literacy of the country. Yes. Although there's another challenge, they're bringing more foreign lecturers.
Yeah.
And they're driving away competent
A lot of
Gambians.
your people are leaving. Why is that?
Okay, good. Well, they know the reasons better, but what I know is the environment is not conducive. Let's start with the Director of Research and Consultants, that is Dr. Sanyang.
Yes.
So he resigned. He told me, that he's going to resign, and then I saw the letter. I said, no problem, you can go. He left. But most people believe that there was interference. He was not independent. A research director should be independent to mobilize funds for the university. That's why Staff Association, we established that one, the directorate. So he was frustrated. He left out of frustration because the Vice Chancellor came up with a committee, according to reports, that, okay, a subcommittee, to look at the activities of the Directorate of Research without involving the Director of Research himself. So he was sidelined to that committee, and that is not fair. So he has to resign. The also Director of Procurement also has resigned. He is now working with Social Security.
The Director of Procurement.
Yes, UTG has resigned. The Principal Accountant, I think that's it, he also resigned. He is now with the National Environment Agency. He left. You understand? This just last month. And I saw someone who graduated from, I forgot the name, graduated from UK. He came. He was denied, data SIM card, and office. He has to leave and go to MRC. because he's a very competent Gambian, very young. I spoke to him to stay. He said, no, I've already made up my mind, I will leave.
Yeah.
So now they are bringing more foreign lecturers. You know, in a public university, at least 80% or let's say 90% of staff should be Gambians in a public university. I will support that.
If you have the competent lecturers.
We have. Gambians are abroad.
Okay.
Try to increase the salaries and see whether then come back and serve their countries.
Okay.
We have other people who are still trying to be employed by the university, Gambians, and they're facing some constraints, some obstacles there. There are some obstacles. Still now they are not employed. But anyway, I don't know what has transpired. But we have the capacity. Gambians can come.
Okay.
I'm not against foreign lecturers.
Okay.
But look, the deans in all our schools,
Yeah.
if there are 10 deans, I can tell you that 6, 7 of them are on foreign lecturers. Foreign lecturer deans. They are the ones who meet at Senate to decide for Gambians.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that is also affecting us. I'm not against that, to be honest, like foreign lecturers coming, fine. But in a public university where you have foreign lecturers dominating, you know, particularly in these decision-making bodies, it doesn't tell well. It's not going to improve the facility. The government should do something about this. Let's encourage our Gambians to come and serve. That should be the purpose. Go and get the records. The deans of most of the schools are not Gambians. I don't want to call the name of the country to be accused of being xenophobic.
Yeah.
No, but they are not Gambians. And most of them are not, their qualifications are not well looked at. They are coming, we don't know how they are coming. Even this great scandal, the committee, and we don't know who is the...
But the great scandal, the lecturers that they're talking about, they are all Gambians, right? They are non-Gambians, right?
Well, after investigation, we will know whether they are... I mean, the lecturers who have been dismissed...
Yeah.
I don't want to... When I point, they will know who I'm referring to. But to be honest with you...
Are they all Gambians?
No, they are not all Gambians.
Oh, they were non-Gambians, though?
No, yes, we have non-Gambians.
Wow.
We have non-Gambians. But I think after investigation...
But in the first place, look, Dr. Gibba, I think my first point of worry is not naming them. If you want to name one lecturer, Mr. Mendy, Paul T.
Yes,
Mendy,
yes.
you might as well name all the others that are involved. That is the right thing to do. That is the fair thing to do.
For me, I mean, or for the university?
No, I mean I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the university, though, not you.
Okay.
If they have an investigation and they said people have been implicated,
Yes.
and they name one lecturer who was involved, I think the right thing would have been to name all of them.
Yes, exactly.
That is the right thing to do.
That is the right
Why cover up the others, though?
I don't know. Maybe they don't want their names to be tainted. If they want to go and look for job elsewhere, they can get the job. You know.
But one person's name is tainted also.
Because it was tainted in the media. That's why they brought him back.
Oh, well.
Me, I knew from the beginning that
Well, we will also do our research and find out who are the others. I think it's right for Gambians to know who all of these people are.
I would encourage the media to engage the government to come up with an independent, investigative and fact-finding at least panel.
To look at the issues
yes,
of
not a commission of inquiry.
To look at
this issue
properly.
I'm telling you, within a couple of months, they'll finish and they'll come and give us the report and recommendations.
And you think that will be the best?
That will be the best, so that at least we can regain our image. And because this is in social media, other international universities can say, oh, why can't we deny these students first? Because they have been manipulating their grades. Summa cum laude, magna cum laude, the best students, the graduate, they can deserve it. But some may not deserve it.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. This has been going on for the past few years.
What is the morale of the students since this all of this scandal? Because I know there are some very hardworking students at the UTG who have been doing extremely well. But when this thing came out, some of them are worried that might just affect them also. What is the morale of the students since this?
The students were not. When this thing was released, of course, everyone, including the lecturers, were shocked, to be honest. And students will not be comfortable because why? Some of the students will say, oh, that's why I didn't even want to apply to UTG. Even though they don't have the qualification, they will use that as an excuse. UTG has competitors. Some private universities are here.
Yeah.
They will be able to use this weakness to attract more students there. I'm telling everybody that UTG is strongly footed. It's only this cannot spoil the name of the university.
Well.
We have
if you are saying no, if you are saying that do you believe there are more people involved in this than what is being reported?
4 people cannot do this job.
So that means there's still issues there. Then how can we trust that those people that are in the system will not be doing other things?
We can sanitize the university.
But it's not yet sanitized.
No, not yet sanitized.
Okay.
We have to do this. And it's very simple. Just come up with this independent team and see how they're going to do. And whatever they recommend, together with NACA, the boss of the NACA was a staff of the university, Dr. Jau.
Yeah.
You know, he was a staff and he was a dean, I think head of a department, when I was a student there.
Yeah.
So he knows the university very well. If he is part of the team, they'll be able to come up with something very good. I'm telling you, they'll be able to know exactly this has been changed, and those who are affected staff, let them dismiss them permanently. The students, they have to revoke their certificates, publish their names. Even if one of them is serving as a HR director responsible for hiring people, he should be fired instead of hiring people.
Are you really giving us leaks?
Huh?
You said even if one of the students is hiring, are you giving us links?
No, but this is serious.
Links to
how can you beat the system and go and become a HR director, for example? And I was told
one of them is a HR director.
I'm just giving an example.
Example, yeah.
Yes, some people are part of. As I told you,
yeah.
I saw somewhere that the National Assembly member is part of. When I saw this, I did my investigation and I found it to be true.
A National Assembly member?
Yes.
A sitting National Assembly member?
Yes, I found it to be true.
To be part of the student whose
grade manipulation, yes.
Whose grades were tampered?
Yes, I had, and I saw it.
And you confirmed it?
I confirm it. It's something that is true. So it's serious. That's what I'm saying. This is already in media. They published it somewhere. The name of that person was not published, but they mentioned it, some National Assembly. I think I saw this in Western Gambia.
Yeah.
I found it to be true. Not only that person. I said somebody came and said, okay, I was part of this now. I returned my certificate. It's in the report of the UTG. Someone returned. I said, now I'm going to repeat my degree in the US. I'm already in the US. Take your certificate. It was, you got the grades, most of the grades by. And one of them, I was told, 18 grades were entered in the transcript of that individual without doing the course. This is a serious issue, but it can be solved. It's very easy to solve this problem.
This is very serious.
You cannot have a team where schools are, and include deans in the panel, fact-finding mission, where their schools are affected. If I'm a friend to that dean.
Who is this National Assembly member?
No, I cannot name this person. I don't name people, except if the person is stubborn. Maybe if the person is from Kiang.
If the person is from Kiang, you will name them.
Kiang or Jara, I will name them.
But
things like this, I don't know.
Is he a Badibunga?
Out of respect,
Is he a Badibunga?
Well, it's where you came from, I think.
Where do I come from?
I'm just joking.
I know, okay. But no, so...
But I want people to understand.
That this is a serious matter.
It's a serious matter.
And I hope government listens to you. And
I always want to meet the Chancellor of the University, who is President Barrow. I always want to meet him to advise him on national issues.
Yeah.
Agricultural issues, because I'm an agricultural economist.
Oh.
And then I did my PhD in business economics. I always want to approach the president to talk to him, because I cannot write everything to him.
Yeah.
They always block my way.
So
it has happened to me sometimes. They block it. I have the letter in my
How do they block it?
I just want to meet him as when I was the head of the president of the staff
association. But Dr. Gibba, I wanted to come there when you were, because when you were the president of the staff association, you were very vocal. Yes. And you spoke openly and about issues. I mean, I'm just going to be honest, people consider you to be a rebel group in the university who is rebelling against
an opposition militant.
Somebody who's rebelling against everything that is happening at the university. Exactly. And even now, speaking up like this, people were saying, you were saying things that you should not be saying about your institution. But is that who you are? Are you more of somebody who's always going against everything that the institution is doing?
I was labeled,
why are you so,
I was labeled as, academic institutions. You have an academic body as staff union. Of course, you are the leader of, academic staff, admin staff who are in the university. Yeah. And they have different faculties. They have different ways of seeing things. And you become their president. You have Congress, you meet and discuss issues. You come up with something. We are not rebels. How can a rebel recover 200 million for the university management? How can a rebel and his team increase the salaries of the university and the management got 25,000 some added to their salaries? I did that with my team.
There were a lot of times that you were also protesting though.
No, we protested because of why? Before we protest, we engaged the government for 3 good years. The current vice president knows what I'm talking about. When he was the secretary general and head of civil service, I met him with my team. We discussed about an hour or so. We went and met the strategic department at the office of the president. We sat twice or maybe thrice, and then we had discussions on UTG issues. We had agreement, timelines were provided, the management was invited, the staff association was invited, the student union were invited. We all sat on one table to sort out the problem. We went to the National Assembly, Select Committee on Education. We had meeting with Honorable Sidia Jata and Honorable Mbow and others since 2019, not once, not twice. And then to tease out these issues and to find a solution. For 3 good years, somebody who did this without the media coverage and whatever, just for the stability of the country. So now, until 2021, he's a rebel, he came to destabilize. You know what they did that? I was told by a police officer that we were the one following you. I was trying to know because he called me and I said, who are you? Where are you, my student? He said, no. They hunt me for 3 weeks.
For what? Why?
To monitor my action because they said I'm an opposition. I belong to 3 years Jotna, and I belong to. They said I'm a UDP member.
Are you a UDP member?
Some said I'm APRC.
Are you,
some said Gibba is angry because Jammeh has left. Look, I have never met none of these party leaders and their executive. I can swear nobody ever met me, and they discuss things with me. I am not an opposition, and I'm free to be an opposition, but I'm not an opposition member for now. Do you understand? I always advocate for national development. If I want to see President Barrow, to advise him on so many issues, including security, including agriculture, it's good to hear from outsiders, not only your permanent secretaries and directors.
It's good to hear from
So
others.
he has to listen, and I'm sure he's willing to listen to us, but they blocked the way. I'm not sure whether he's even aware. Even last month, I wrote a letter because I have seen a lot of things. I wrote a letter to him, and I addressed it to the person I'm supposed to address. Up to today, the feedback I get from people, insiders, you know, I have students there. They're rumoring that this man don't allow him to see the president because he's an opposition. I met the president once, but that was the initial meeting.
But the opposition are Gambian too.
Well,
they should be able to.
And some said he's not a friend to Dr. Sise. He's that also I heard about that.
That you are not friends with Dr. Sise?
I met Dr. Sise last week. In fact, he saw me and he called me. We greeted each other. Of course, I have no problem with other. But when the truth comes, I hit the nail. You strike the iron when it is hot, and we become friends again. That's my nature. So when they did that, it did not succeed. They created travels for me to travel. And that was a critical moment on education policy to go and I said, give it to the School of Education. I'm not going to travel. It is not my area. Well, when they know that we cannot catch this man this way, now we have to invite him. I was invited to State House by somebody, I'm not going to name the person, to be given a position, a director position. He told me, President Barrow wants to give a position even today if you want. When I look at the man, I know that something is wrong, so I decided to decline. That was not the time for me to join civil service. I was trying to correct a system.
How long was this?
Well, if I tell you, you know. You're a journalist and I'm a lecturer. I can read your mind very well.
Okay.
So I'm not going to that issue. So
okay.
I know when I say this, you will know the person I'm referring to.
Okay.
He is a top person in civil service, but you know they want to get me out of the system.
Okay.
You know, so that now they can continue with it. Up to today, people are telling me, stop talking, stop talking, stop talking. You know, you have talked and some things are not solved. I said, look, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm not being personal.
Why do you keep talking? Why are you talking?
I don't talk always. Have you ever seen?
No. What I'm saying, I mean, so you said people are saying stop talking, but why do you raise issues?
We raise issues of national development after engaging the relevant stakeholders to solve problems. We have series of meetings, even with the Minister of Higher Education, during the late Badara Juf's time. You know, we had meetings where all other ministries will come, including the police, to discuss issues. Do you understand? But when those things are not solved, a timeline has passed, they ignore everything. We engage them again, they ignore everything. We engage them again. And this is not for salary increment, it's for national issues. Through those discussions, we are able to create a research directorate. The Staff Association set up that, and it's part of our legacy. We created that institution, very important revenue mobilizer for the university. We recovered $200 million
from the government.
rebels. I mean, rebels recovered because they call us stubborn people, rebels. We lock him up. They tried all means to put me behind bars. I can swear. But it didn't succeed. Because I know it will not succeed because I do not do anything wrong. And President Barrow, I met him. We discussed for the initial meeting. Then I said, no problem. I'll be trying to meet him now to give him proper advice on many issues. As a citizen.
Yeah.
You know, I cannot put everything in writing. They blocked my way. Last month I wrote a letter. Still now I did not get anything from them. It's not a problem. If I don't meet him, he's my president. Well, I'll do whatever I can to solve. But they accuse me of being an opposition militant, trying to create chaos,
sabotaging?
Trying to destabilize the country during election, because our last strike was very close to the election.
Oh, yes.
Very close to the election. So they used that opportunity. They used that opportunity. It's even in the originating summons of this court injunction they have just initiated. So they put it there directly that these people for national security, these people are this and that. They tried everything to get me. They could not. So this is the only way to create commotion in the country, which is not very good, to be honest. We are citizens. Do you understand? So me, I have good ideas to give to the president. Do you understand? The time they want to get me in the system, out of UTG, to be a civil servant, I was not ready.
Are you ready now to serve in different capacity?
No,
or you just want to be for now at the UTG?
For me, anyway, as a citizen, even you, I think if President Barrow offers you a position, you go and work for the country, not for President Barrow.
I'm working for the country.
You are working here.
This I'm doing.
You can be made a minister tomorrow.
No,
and then I don't think you will deny that.
This I'm doing is way bigger. I have a bigger voice to speak on behalf of my people. And I love what I'm doing.
Me, I'm right now happy at the university. I'm working towards my associate professorship. Yeah. If I get it, I apply for promotion. That's very good. You know, so but as having experience in civil service also, it's a priority. It's a priority. I don't have any problem.
It's good.
Do you understand? Because right now I'm free to leave anyhow. I'm not going to leave because of frustration. Nobody can frustrate me to leave the university. It's not the property of anybody. Yeah. You understand? People leaving to some extent, I understand their frustration, their concerns, but sometimes I blame. Tell them, fight for your right. Fight for your right. Whatever the case is, go and address the issue amicably and then try to approach the problem in the best manner. But if I want to leave, I can leave for international job. I can leave for civil service. I have no problem. If I'm given a job, I will do it. But me, I don't work for people. I work for the country. If President Barrow made me a minister today, I'm going to work for the country.
Yes.
I'm not working. President Barrow is an individual.
You work for the government.
It's not an institution. It's an individual.
Yeah.
And when you work for the country, you are indirectly working for the president.
Yeah.
There are two different things. Some people are there working for the president. They don't care about what happens next. The plight of the citizens. No. Let the president be happy. No problem. They feed him with good. I also believe that they are not giving him the right advice on many issues. Maybe some are giving him some advices, but I'm not convinced that President Barrow is giving the right advice by the close associates. If he is giving the right advice, right policies will be implemented and will not be in this state. Unless if he doesn't want to accept the advice.
No, but what state are you talking about? I mean, what state?
We all know that we are facing some problems in the country. Security issue, like the way we started the program, is one of them. You understand? I know the security personnel, they are listening to me. They understand. So they did their best, but definitely the police, I'm sure when they do their country story and present the recommendation to the president, and we happen to implement this, I think we'll pass the stage. You understand? So when it comes to education, the same. Agriculture, the same. We are not producing, do you understand, enough for local consumption, much more to add value and export. Do you understand? I did a study as an agricultural economist. I published many papers on Gambia's agriculture. My PhD was purposefully on the exportation of Gambian agricultural products. In general, how can it motivate, how can it improve the economic situation of the country? I did a study on this and recommendations are there. So based on this experience, I always want to get close to the president.
As an agricultural economist, looking at our agricultural sector right now, do you think we have the right policies to be able to produce what we eat in the near future?
Gambia is one of the countries that have the best policies.
Okay.
You know why I say this? So why are we not moving? It's attitude. We have attitude problem. Other people, not everybody, I'm not going to say every Gambian, but let me just say others, they are not honest. We know that. We deal with people. Honesty is not part of our values like Japanese and the Taiwanese and other people. They are very honest. They will not do something that is against their policies. We have good policies, but honesty. Why do we have corruption? If you are honest between you and the Almighty, why do you have corruption? Why are you corrupt? Do you understand? Diverting funds that are meant for to uplift the poverty of the citizens, probably in this agricultural project, you go and divert it to your private business. Or you try to steal the money, public funds, and this is not honesty. We are not hardworking as well. Some Gambians are hardworking, but others are lazy. You go to civil service, people don't go to work on time, and they close before the time. That is laziness, and that is cheating. That's another problem why we are not moving. Despite good policies are there. We have good policies.
Yeah.
Everything is good. But why are we not moving is because of attitude. Attitude is our problem. That is the only problem. If we change our mindset, we'll move. Do you understand? There is no way. Gambia is not difficult to develop. The country is very small, and the river divided the country twice. What is that telling you? That did means the country is wealthy because of agriculture. The country is wealthy because of agriculture. It's a very small country. It's a city in Morocco. It's a city in Kenya.
Yeah.
Gambia is just a city. Why are we not moving? With all these resources we have, the agriculture now is is largely controlled by the foreign investors. The onion industry, the banana industry, you go to Swami, India, they're controlling it. In Sierra, they export, they're producing the banana, even the banana we eat here in the Congo, probably it's from there. If you go and see the farm, you'll be shocked. If this is owned by Gambians and supported by the government, of course we'll have food self-sufficiency.
You definitely need to sit with the president. Finally,
well, I'm not demanding to sit with
no,
him
you
anyway,
need,
but
I mean,
if there's need,
experts, I mean, you are a Gambian and
I have a lot of plans to work with the government
Yeah.
and then try to improve. There are many projects. Look, Gambia is among the few countries in Africa that has fertile land. In some countries, African countries, when you grow, it doesn't come. You find pebbles there. You have to remove them before you get the fertile land, fertile soil.
Yeah.
When you grow, and then those countries will be growing now, they're exporting. Gambia, even if you grow something at the doorstep, it comes.
It comes.
It comes out, it grows. So therefore, what is stopping us from growing is the attitude. We have the water, we have the land. This is a blessing. These are the resources. They say we don't have resources. We have resources. And also we have the human capital. Educated people are here. So if we are all honest, we'll develop this country quickly. It's very easy to move this country.
Finally, Doctor, what's your message to the university management and, of course, to government?
My message is, as we have discussed, and think since we have the right policies, let's implement the policies accordingly. You understand? Without fear and favor. I know every government wants to do something good for the country, before their term finishes. And a lot of people are seeing President Barrow as a transition president, or this government as a transition government. So they can do everything to get money before this man goes. This is not fair. Work for the country. Those around the president, let them tell him the truth and work for the betterment of the country. Do you understand? The president also should have a window where he can listen to outsiders.
Yeah.
That's very important.
It is.
Permanent secretaries, ministers, directors, they will tell you what you want to hear.
And they cannot be telling you everybody is your enemy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hear from others. You understand? Listen from them.
Yeah.
So that they get something from them. Listen to them. And then they will be able to give you probably, if I were a president here, I would have a television program, 3 hours, where people will be calling, telling me, okay, in our society, this is what we are facing. Minister will be sitting, taking note, so that I can have first-hand information. That's what I wanted to help, to get close to him and see how best we can work and help him. Even though I'm not appointed, but I remain at the university and give him better advices. I don't want to please the president. I want to please the Gambians, to help them grow. This is my objective. Anyway, this is the message I have for them. Let's work together as a team and then see how best we can move this country forward and implement the right policies. Justice also should be fair enough. There shouldn't be selective justice, because where there's injustice in any country, that country will never move. Do you understand? All ministers appointed, let them do their job. Let them not please the president. Let them do what Gambians want to hear and want to see, so that they can see the impact. The directors, if you are appointed as a director, work for the interest of the nation. Don't work for your pocket. Don't divert the funds to other projects. Work for the betterment of the country in a summary by implementing the right policies. And always be God conscious. I was following one of your invited guests. He was saying the mindset, what is...
Mr. Cham.
Yes, Mr. Cham.
Mukhtar Cham,
Oh,
BSc,
very nice
BSc candidate.
Yeah.
I mean, I told him he was my candidate.
That mindset is lacking.
I mean, and people started saying, laughing about it, but it's true. We have to.
No, he's sending a message you people don't understand.
He's sending a message that a lot of people don't understand. I love his concept.
It's the hereafter mindset.
The hereafter. He's talking to people, when people think about the hereafter, they will do good things now.
Yeah, let me give one example before I conclude.
Yeah.
I was going for Fajr prayer when I was in Taiwan. I was not very far from the mosque.
Yeah.
But at 5 o'clock, I saw one policeman alone. He was passing and the traffic light was red. He stood. He was alone in a 4-lane highway.
Yeah.
I was watching this man alone in that time, during the Fajr time. Until the green light came, he passed. I said, look at this.
Yeah.
This is honesty.
Yeah.
This is attitude, what I'm talking about. Look, here, even if the traffic is jammed, someone with a silence, another policeman was riding this silence, so he just passed, and then he may not be even, he may not care, for example, sorry for the word, but this is what I'm saying. Attitude is very important. Attitude towards governance, attitude towards justice system, attitude towards your terms and terms of reference of your workplace. This is very important. We all work collectively. if we have the right policies, but if we have the right attitude, it will not take Gambia 10 years to have what it wants.
Wow.
In terms of food self-sufficiency, we have everything to produce, add value, and export.
Yeah.
We can do that. We can invite companies and tell them, okay, 20% will be your employment. You can come up with your people, but 80%, at least, Gambians should be employed. So that now we try to produce enough for local consumption, add value, and export, so that we can earn foreign exchange.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gibba, and thank you for stepping in just right when
thank you so
you
much.
know Dr. Sise had a family emergency and he's not able to make it, and you know you were just right there to come, and we really appreciate it. But rest assured, I think Gambians really want to hear from you more often. So
Yes.
we'll be having you more often on this show, because
but,
it's important to hear from people like you all the time.
We have others who are better than me.
Yeah, but you know, it was an interesting conversation. It gives an insight as to some of these things that are happening. I think these things are good, so that it helps to improve the status of the university and the working condition of the staff, and obviously the welfare of the general student body as well. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I'll have you again very soon on other topics.
But next time when you have me, you have to prepare a very nice lunch. Where you can buy a full goat, and then we have it here. You know, so
if it's an old, guys, you know what?
I'm from Fonyi, but you know we like, you know, I'm from Dobong. We have to be well treated before we start.
Before you start, okay. Next time you make sure everything.
Yeah, we must have a very nice soup.
Okay.
You know? I could remember when I was giving this in Johnson for the university. They came, they found me eating goat soup. I was even eating the head. I wanted to invite them for this. You know, Gambia is a nice place.
It's a nice place, yes.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah.
The program is nice. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And I always follow your programs.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, I'm not a security expert. At the beginning, we started with this shooting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I give the wrong advice.
Yeah.
That's not my area.
No, we are not expert in security.
Exactly, so.
For me, it's more about today sympathizing with the victims
Exactly.
and giving a total support to the law enforcement. Law enforcement should be respected and should be giving all the dues. When they fault, we say it, but when they're protecting us and protecting lives, and at night we go to bed sleeping and they're in the streets.
Yes.
So that is a sacrifice.
That's true.
It's a sacrifice they're doing for all of us. And I think that is why the entire Gambia is united in this. Everybody has condemned this, everybody is condemning it, and we all are in solidarity with the police, and we send our condolences to the President, to the Minister of Interior, and of course to the IGP and the entire victim families. And we also wish that the lady that is recovering at the police at the hospital recovers soon and go back to her work and continue serving her nation.
I'll try my best to visit them. I'll go down and see the lady.
Yes, and so we pray that, and we also pray that the police are able to do their investigations and bring anybody who is responsible for this heinous crime to justice. And I think that's what the families deserve, and they deserve all the support from every Gambian and non-Gambian.
And it shouldn't be politicized also, because
you keep saying
people are using this opportunity to put politics there. Let them take their time until after investigations. We see what.
Let's wait until everything, and they can tell us what they find.
Yeah, rather than picking, saying this and that, it's not safe for the country. It's going to divide the country.
Yeah,
we need unity.
We cannot be divided anymore.
Gambia is known for unity.
Yes.
You know, if you are Badibunka, this one is a Fonyenka, they start joking.
Yeah, that's
true. But using politics to divide people I don't support that idea.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Yes.
In this case. Thank you very much, Dr. Gibba, and to my team, technical team. Today they messed up big time. We cut, but NAWEC started it and they continued it. It's a crazy.
I have my students at NAWEC. I will tell them I'm going to have a program. Make sure
but we want to thank our sponsors, Swami India and the rest of the sponsors, for always supporting Kerr Fatou and being our main partners. Thank you. Until we come your way next week. Hopefully, Doctor is available. If not, we'll have another guest on the show.
No problem.
See you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon, to make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets, with a liberal air transportation policy, that daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.